Welcome to Sunday dinner. It's actually Friday night, March 20th, 2020. And I think everybody can agree this is a pretty surreal time in our lives. We're here in Houston, Texas, actually Pearland, Texas. And we're about a week into a voluntary shelter in place. And hope everybody's practicing very similar activities here. This is a time we all need to bond together. Most importantly, we all need to treat each other very respectfully. Try to find some compassion, help wherever you can, and please, everyone follow instructions. When I started thinking about this week and looking back on this week, I felt it was time to start doing a little more sharing. And I'm going to try to give you some great meals to cook at home that are actually super easy, super fast, and actually are not very complex. And one of the things we found in regards to our grocery stores over this last week is sometimes the odder cuts or meats are the easier ones to obtain. And today, what we're gonna do is lamb shanks. We've noticed these have been readily available at our HEB market as well as Kroger almost every day. So what we're gonna do today is braised lamb shank. And what you're gonna find out is this recipe is so easy. It goes really quick and is incredibly decadent. I know your family's gonna love this. As a note, instead of doing braised lamb shank, you could substitute beef short rib or other types of cuts just as easily, and it'll come out amazing. So with this, I'm going to walk you through the ingredients and I'm going to walk you through our process. This recipe is going to come together really quickly and we hope you enjoy it. All right, so to start with here, we have 5 lamb shanks, which you can already see we've already seasoned with just some kosher salt, coarse ground black pepper, and a little garlic powder. From there, we have a little bit of tomato paste. We have some kosher salt. We have a couple heads of garlic, which you can already see we've already just cut the heads off. We have 3 carrots that we've kind of finely to coarsely chopped, 1 yellow onion chopped. We have some 4 tablespoons of butter, and then we have some herbs here. And the herbs we decided to use are oregano, thyme, and some rosemary. After that, we have 2 cups of beef stock. We have some extra virgin olive oil. We have a little over a cup of red wine. Today we use cab. And then we have 1 bottle of passata. If you can't find passata, passata is just a strained, almost tomato puree or tomato sauce. Either one of those will, if you can't find passata, are fine to substitute. All right, and the last thing I have is a glass of wine. Something to ease my tensions and ease my mind. Salute chin chin. I hope everybody's doing well tonight. So this, like I said, this is going to come together really quickly. While the recipe, when you think about braised lamb shank, may seem complex, this is actually really simple, comes together in a matter of minutes, and then you sit there and let it bake in the oven for almost 2 to 3 hours. Okay, so what we're going to do is the first step is we're going to brown our lamb shanks. We're going to just simply sear these in batches, 3 or 4 minutes on each side. That's it, set them aside. We're going to then saute our vegetables, add everything back together really quickly, put it in the oven, and the oven's going to do the rest of the work. That's how simple this is. So again, something simple, something fun, something maybe a little bit different, and something I promise you is going to be a delight for the entire family. All right, when we return, we're going to start going through the entire cooking process. We'll see you soon. All right, welcome back. As you can see here, we have our large Dutch oven. I've already got, see, really hot. I have some extra virgin olive oil with a little bit of butter. And we're going to sear these now in batches. I'm only going to do a couple at a time. There we go. That's the exact sound we want to hear. Do a couple at a time. We're going to rotate these in batches, okay? And I really want to make sure the key here is just to get a good sear on all sides. I'm going to do each side here, and then I'll hold each side up and sear this bottom area of the shank. And that's all we're going to do. We're going to set these aside. You don't want to mess with these much. You want to actually try to make sure all the surface area of the meat is touching your bottom of your Dutch oven here. So it's about 3 to 4 minutes per side, depending on how hot. I have this on about a medium high to high heat. We want to get a nice sear. So 3 to 4 minutes aside, and we'll kind of walk you through this as we go. All right. All right, we're back. It's been right about 3.5 minutes. Been kind of just gently moving them as we go. And I'm going to go ahead and turn these. Perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for. Nice browning or sear on each side. That's perfect. We don't need really more than that. The key is to try to get as much surface area as you can on both these lamb shanks. All right, we're going to do this for about another 3 or 4 minutes. And as I said, I'm going to tilt them on their side here up to the last step, and we'll then set these aside, keep working in batches. All right, See you soon. All right, so it's been about another 3 minutes. We're gonna do actually 2 more turns. I'm now gonna come in here. I'm actually gonna use the weight in kind of the sides of each of these to get that front loin also kind of seared as well. So you're kind of using the weight of each one to kind of steady that up and do that. All right, we're gonna do that. We'll do the one bottom of the shank, and that'll be it for our searing. All right, it's getting a little smoky in here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and make one last turn. Oh, that's freaking perfect. Sorry for the language. Oh, that is ideal. That's exactly what we're looking for there, that exact sear. You can see I'm just kind of gonna set them on the side. I'm gonna try to, you can even just hold them if you need to. We wanna sear that bottom side as well. We'll do that for about 2 or 3 more minutes, and then we'll go ahead and work the rest of these lamb shanks, and we'll get to adding our vegetables. All these bits that are burning to the bottom are gonna be valuable flavoring for the entire dish. So don't stress about that. You want a little bit of it, it's gonna add a lot of flavor to the dish. All right, we'll return here in just a couple minutes. All right, we're back. It's been about a couple more minutes. As you can see, we're finishing the sear here on the bottom side of this lamb shank. Oh, that looks perfect. As you can see, we've got a nice caramelization and a sear on all sides. In the interim, I've been heating up my oven to 350 degrees, getting that prepared. I'm just gonna set these in a bowl. I'll let all those juices kind of run down the bowl, which we're gonna use every bit of. And then I'm gonna go ahead and work the next batch or 2 of these lamb shanks and keep it going. All right, we'll be back to y'all soon. All right, as you can see here, we got all 5 of our lamb shanks really nicely seared and browned. We didn't overcook them, we just want a little sear on the outside. Now you see our pot's already getting really hot. We got plenty of oil in there. I'm gonna go ahead and now just add the carrots, okay? I'm gonna cook the carrots a little bit before I start adding my onions. But one thing that I really like to do as I go, look at that, it's gonna be perfect, nice. You start getting all of those bits and brown pieces off the bottom and get all of that cooked up. All right, we're gonna let this cook for about 1 or 2 minutes. From there, we're gonna add our onions, then we're gonna add our garlic and tomato paste, and you're gonna see, we're just gonna cook these for about 2 or 3 minutes. They take a little longer than the onions, and I like to start them first for just a minute. All right, we're back. Our carrots have now been sauteing for about 2 minutes. Now we're gonna go ahead and add our onions. And as we add our onions, I'm gonna do one other piece besides just adding the onions, which is gonna be adding a little kosher salt. That's gonna help all the vegetables release their sugars and add to their flavor and help caramelize really good. All right, I'm just gonna set this to the side. I'm gonna mix this in really good. All right, looks perfect. All those little burnt bits that you're looking at, just kind of coating these onions, it's actually perfect for exactly what we're looking for. I'm gonna come in here and get my kosher salt. Just add a nice little pinch. You don't want to overdo it. Nice little pinch. Stir that in. And we're gonna let this saute for about 3 or 4 minutes until the onions are nice and translucent. All right, welcome back. As you can see, our onions now have been cooking for about 3 more minutes. Started to come translucent, not overly caramelized. Now I'm gonna add, you can see about that much, about 2 full tablespoons of tomato paste. I'm gonna now brown this tomato paste. You just wanna add it. You wanna let this tomato paste kind of cook off a little bit and combine with all of your onions. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna let this tomato paste cook for about 2 to 3 full minutes. After that, we're gonna come back, we're gonna add the rest of our sauces, the passata, the beef broth, the wine, and the herbs, and bring that to a boil and start making a sauce out of this. But before doing so, the important step is to cook off your tomato paste, and that's what we're doing now. We'll let this cook for about a minute, minute and a half, and we'll join you back. All right, our tomato paste has now been cooking for about another minute, minute and a half. It's really starting to brown in there nice. You can see it's coated all of the onions and carrots perfectly. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these entire cloves of garlic and place them face down into the Dutch oven. I'm just gonna let this cook for about 30 seconds or a minute. Let that start braising in there, browning the outside of the garlic, and then I'm gonna add our juices. All right, our garlic's now been cooking for about 30 seconds to a minute. Our tomato paste is truly brown, just right. Now I'm gonna add my passata. This is a 24-ounce can. I'm only gonna add about 2/3 of this. I'm looking for about 15 ounces or so. I'm looking for a certain consistency. Perfect. Okay. I'm gonna stir this in. This is the most viscous liquid. Stir that in. I'm gonna start adding our beef broth. This is 2 cups. Let that combine really well. Perfect. Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna add that full 2 cups or not. I'm looking for a consistency here. Now I got my full cup plus of Cabernet. I'm not gonna skip on that. Perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for right there. Okay, letting that get really well combined. And then I'm gonna take all of our herbs, just like that, add them in. We're not gonna pick them. I'm gonna add the rest of this butter. I'm gonna let that melt in here to this sauce. I'm gonna let this come to a heat. Now that I'm looking at this, I'm gonna go ahead and add this because I know we're gonna add all of those lamb shanks. And I'm gonna get this to where this is to a nice rolling simmer. Once this is to a nice simmer, I'm gonna add our lamb shanks back and they're gonna go right in the oven. After that, it's gonna stay in the oven for about 2.5 hours until the lamb's done and we are completely done. So as you can see, this came together really, really quickly. It was not complex, easy to do, and I promise you, if we had smell-o-vision, I know Warren would love me saying this, you would love to be here. It smells magnificent. All right, let's get this up to a nice simmer and we'll join you back shortly. All right, welcome back. It's been about 4 or 5 minutes. As you can see here, our sauce is not at, I would also say it's a generous simmer, vigorous simmer. It is perfect. It's cooking down. The smells that are radiating out of here from the herbs, the vegetables, the garlic is truly amazing with this lamb shank. So what we're gonna do now, and you may have to kind of play with this, right? We're gonna add these lamb shanks back one by one, okay? And they may not fit all perfectly. And what's gonna happen though is we'll rotate these lamb shanks in and out as we go for the next several hours. And again, if your pot's a little smaller, maybe you only do 4 lamb shanks, you know, you gauge the size of your pot. I know in my Dutch oven, and sometimes you have to just move some of the vegetables around. My Dutch oven, I can get 5 lamb shanks, and that's truly it. We're looking to get these completely covered in the sauce, and that's what we'll do. We'll sit here and kind of work on that, let that work down, keep everything in there, and that's about perfect. It's fine that some of them are kind of above this. Like I said, we're gonna go ahead and rotate these as this goes. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off now. I'm going to put the top on our, excuse me. I'm gonna go ahead and put the top on this just like this, and then I'm gonna put it in the oven. Like I said, we're gonna let this cook for about 2.5 to 3 hours. I'm really just gonna be watching these lamb shanks as they become tender. They're gonna fall apart tender after about 2.5 hours. We'll give you an update as we kind of rotate these throughout the afternoon, evening. All right, so we're right at the 30-minute mark, about 1/4 of the way into it, or 20% of the way into it. We're gonna go ahead and take the lid off here. Just a little sneak peek. Oh my gosh, this looks amazing. All right, so again, like I said, we're gonna go ahead and turn a couple of these. I'm not gonna sit here and do this. It's gonna get a little bit messy. What we're gonna try to do here is turn each one of these, kind of spoon the sauce around, make sure everything's nice and coated, and then put it back in the oven. We've got about 1.5 hours, and it's still about 2 hours left. We're gonna keep watching this meat. All right, this looks and smells incredible, guys. Look forward to keep sharing. Oh my. All right, so we're 1.5 hours in, and oh my. You can see these lamb shanks are really starting to get tender. They're starting to really pull away from the bone. To be honest, we probably have about at least 30 minutes, maybe an hour. I'll be honest, I put 5 in here. You can see it's can's pretty crowded. Probably would have been better doing 4, but these are cooking amazingly. Probably got about another 30 minutes to an hour at least here, and we'll cook them until they're just falling apart tender, and then we'll make the sauce. Join you soon. Looks truly amazing. All right, we just took these out of the oven and they've been cooking right at 3 hours, and it smells incredible. And as you can now see, this has truly become incredibly tender, just falling kind of right off the bone. Oh, look at that. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take these out. You see how incredibly tender they are. Beautiful, beautiful. So we've been braising these right at 3 hours. Oh my gosh, I just can't tell you how magnificent this smells, and I really look forward to serving this to my family here really soon. Okay, now that I've taken all 5 out, I'm gonna just kind of set these right here, and I'm gonna tint these with some foil, okay? I'm just gonna sit right off to the side here for about 5 to 10 minutes. So now, as you can see here, I have all of this sauce left. I'm gonna actually spoon a little bit of this oil off of the top. I'm gonna slowly kind of just take this and put this into a container, move to the side, and I'm gonna cook this sauce down for about 5 to 10 minutes. I'm gonna add a touch of wine, so I'll be right back. Okay, as you can see, I've actually spooned off nearly a cup. Come here and just watch what I'm doing here, if you don't mind. What I'm doing here is I've gotten some of this oil, as you can see, just kind of doing this, soaking my spoon here, and just slowly kind of getting some of the oil off of that. Okay, all right. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just reserve that oil. I'm gonna turn my heat on here, about a medium high. I'm gonna add just a touch of wine directly to this sauce and let this cook down for about 5 or 10 minutes. We're gonna serve this over a lamb shank. We're actually gonna do a little bit of a polenta with this, and it's gonna be fantastic. Join you soon. Okay, welcome back. As you can see, I got this sauce now coming back up to a simmer. I'm gonna add the better part. I'm gonna say that's probably right around a half a cup of wine to this. It's perfect. I'm just gonna now let this sauce braise. As you see, it's probably got some bits of the lamb still in there. I've got my garlic in there. This is just gonna thicken up. That wine's now gonna settle back into the sauce. I'm gonna serve this over the lamb shank with the polenta. It's gonna be a joy. All right, welcome back. Our sauce has been cooking for about 10 more minutes. It's incredible. It's really thickened up. As you can see, this is more of a country style sauce is what we've done. You could absolutely have strained this and made it real silky and a little more elegant. We like a more country style. All right, so what I have here is some creamy polenta, and I'm just gonna grab one of these shanks. Oh my gosh, look at that. The meat is falling apart. It looks incredible. Put that right on there. Then I'm gonna take some of our country sauce. Oh yeah. Kind of cover that lamb shank and let it just kind of drizzle right into the polenta. And that's gonna be an unbelievable meal. You know, it's been a long week. I hope everybody can enjoy some family time and enjoy a little of this solitude. Let's do what's right. Let's do what's right. Let's keep sharing. Let's be compassionate to one another. And most important, let's spend some great family time with our friends as we can, as much as we can be safe, and enjoy yourself. Good night.